It
Yeah.
was dirty, and I thought that the people, you know, had the right to know, and I thought the guy should be called out for it.
I met a gypsy.
And it's going to say right at the thing, no mathless.
Oh, that's
Right?
funny.
Isn't that
What did he do
your
to you?
nemesis? What didn't you ever hear that clip where
What's
he
that?
called me a fucking lunatic?
Oh, about the
Uh,
Twitter thing.
about yeah, oh yeah, when I put the Geico, when the Geico people wouldn't let us, I offered them money to take Geico off of the shroud, and I wanted to put Make Motocross Great Again on it. And
Ah,
that then he went on some rant, but
that's his
he
deal.
it was a kayfabe he put together to help, I think, somebody else out. It was a favor. He made a big deal about it, and it ended up, you know, it, I was fine. I don't give a shit. I asked the people if we could make motocross great again on, knowing they were going to say no,
Yeah.
you know, and it just showed them how heartless that they really were at the end,
So what
because
was
they
the
wouldn't
thinking
even
behind
give
all of
us a
that?
chance. What's up?
So
Why did
so
I?
yeah. So what was the thinking behind this? Sorry, I'm just trying to get context for the story because I didn't. I just
Yeah,
like yeah, I didn't
yeah.
know that much about it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were aware of it. No,
I heard his
at
rant. So wait, I'll tell you what I heard
yeah,
his rant about you, which is that's kind of like what he does because like that's the character. You know what I mean? Like that's like his
yeah.
brand. I think people expect that from him. I think that the yeah.
Mhm.
So I saw him say that you shouldn't have posted what you did and you're a fucking lunatic or whatever.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what I did see, but I don't
yeah,
really know get the
yeah.
context behind it.
Yeah. Well, basically, what it did is when Geico, at the end, and they told us no, and they've been stringing us along. Um, I asked the guy at Geico if he would allow us to make motocross great again, where the alias CBD sticker was.
Yeah,
And knowing that, him being a liberal and let's just say not the, well, not from the racing community, if you will.
but the corporate
He,
community.
yeah, well, he might have been from a letter community.
Yeah,
And, he didn't really understand racing and was a little snarky-ish, and, you know, it really was not right. So I figured they were going to probably say no, which they did. Um, why they wouldn't let us put Make Motocross Great Again where the alias CBD sticker was. Um, they said they don't make political statements. But before I asked them that question, I went and checked, and they had given uh, money to the Hillary Clinton campaign,
yeah, yeah,
and they had given money to the Biden campaign and all that.
yeah,
So they just didn't want a conservative message.
yeah,
And to me, it was like, make motocross great again. Yeah, it was a little play on what Trump was doing there, but I mean, it was in Maisie's song ahead of time before any of that. And, we need to make motocross great again. But I
yeah,
kind of anticipated that they were screwing us, because they were kept saying, "Well, we'll give you something, we'll give you something," and and they kept stringing us along, and at the end they just strung us along because I believe, was it Progressive, would have taken the spot in it, but we just didn't have time to salvage it. And it
uh,
was dirty pool. It was hard business. It was a hard business move, totally legal. Totally legal. And I'm not saying I would ever want anyone to like boycott Geico, do any of that fucking bullshit shit to them, because we need companies like that to look fondly on the
yeah,
motocross industry. But at the same time, we had produced for them for a long, long, long time, And the way that it was done at the very end was just dirty. It
Yeah.
was dirty, and I thought that the people, you know, had the right to know, and I thought the guy should be called out for
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And Mathis ended up doing this whole thing, and he compared me and my wealth to Stewart, and it was like I don't know, the guy just
Yeah. What I heard, like,
actually it pissed my wife off, and that was the worst thing he did.
it's just like a weird thing. I didn't get the angle, and like it's an interesting story, like to get your perspective. And hey, this is just your perspective that I'm like, as a podcast dude, I'm listening to like your experience. I wasn't in the room. I don't fucking know. Like, I'm not gonna judge either way because I wasn't fucking there. I'm just listening to
Right.
your perspective on what
story.
happened. It's interesting. It's worth listening to. Here's the fucking guy that was involved in the deal, and whether you like the MAGA thing or fucking whatever was like right or wrong. Like, I'm just trying to listen to the story. It's interesting. It's worth hearing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it is. He's got his shtick, though.
Yeah, that's all.
He's got to do it. But don't, understand that he's got his marching orders from above. So he don't say anything without getting approval.
Yeah, I think with him though, like, I've heard that he makes a fucking lot of money, and so he should. But it's like, I don't know that at this point, like, if to say he's got his orders from above, like, at this point, if the money he's making is like legit, he doesn't really need anybody else. Or like, I don't know, maybe he feels like he does need those guys to get access. I don't know. I would look at that from the outside in, and I would think that Mathis doesn't need anybody telling him what to say.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.